Good morning, Lululus. How you doing? I don't know how to say this without sounding alarmist, so ding, 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 ding. I'm ringing the alarm. There's about to be a run on the banks. In a lot of places, there already is actually a run on the banks, and people are going in trying to withdraw large amounts of money out of their banks, and those withdrawals are being denied. And why? That's because the government has been closed since September 19th, and there are millions of people all over this country who have been working full-time for free. Yet those bills that come in every single month, they're not getting paid. People's credit card bills, their card notes, their mortgages, nothing. Nothing is coming through. And now, with the suspension of these SNAP benefits, people are going to use what little money that they had left from whatever side hustle they were able to pick up to pay for food. And all of those banks know that people are going to be completely incapable of being made whole on the loans that they have made for them. Therefore, they have taken out $50 billion in liquidity assets, which is basically loans against their liquidity. They're doing this for the first time in decades, and that's because most banks don't just have a bunch of cash sitting around. They're reinvesting it, they're putting it other places. It's moving around in the economic sphere, right? So they don't have a lot of cash just sitting around on hand. They basically use that with the money that they're being paid back by all of these loans and bills and other things. That's not going to happen this time next week. So we are staring down a financial crisis, the likeness of which we have not seen since Bloody Monday. It's not good. It's not good. At the same time, Amazon and the UPS store have laid off 14,000 and 25,000 people respectively just a month before their very, very busiest day of the year. What's that all about? Most of these positions are middle and upper management positions because they are taking it away from middle class families, and they're going to be handing those jobs to AI instead. So if you want to be one of the people who's working in the factories or driving the trucks, you'll probably be able to get a temporary job doing that. And this is completely unnecessary. Congress has already allocated the funds to keep SNAP benefits on the table. They exist. They're literally sitting in an empty bank somewhere, and the Joker administration just doesn't want to do it. They're like, nah, we're just going to use this as a bargaining tool. And as Melanie Stansbury said, they are literally pitting sick people against hungry people in order to try to twist the Democrats' arms. And every interview that I see about this, they're like, okay, Democrats, when are you going to hand it over? When are you going to give this up? It really isn't fair that you're doing this to the American people. How come you don't ask them when they're going to give it up? Because all they need to do is extend the ACA tax cuts. If we've got Argentinian bailout money, we've got ballroom money, we've got Tomahawk missile money. Did you know that the Joker is also talking about retesting our nukes? Just for kicks? Okay, so we've got nuclear testing money, but we don't have pediatric chemotherapy money? That's what you're gonna tell us? Fluffin', right. Why don't you ask them why they don't reopen the government and just extend the cuts that we've already had? It's not that hard. It's not that crazy. And it doesn't only benefit Democrats. Disease does not give a rip who you voted for. This is something that impacts everybody, everywhere, all the time. Disease is the great equalizer. So why aren't you asking them why they can't just continue these things that have already existed and not raise people's premiums by 100% when we're already broke? Ask them that. Little Mikey has been getting some pushback about this, and they were like, how come you're not there? How come you're not talking to people and negotiating and trying to get this reopened? He's like, there's no point. There's no point. It's an exercise in futility to bring the house back. I bet it is, because you know that the second that you do, you have to swear in Adelita Grijalva, and we all get to see that big, beautiful book that we keep talking about, and you are doing everything you can to keep it from happening. These people will burn this place to the ground if they get to be the king of the ashes. If you don't believe me, look no further than what they're doing with the National Guard. Yesterday, the Joker instructed National Guard members from all 50 states to make task forces against rioters. Because they know that hungry, desperate people are the most dangerous people that they can ever be, and they know that they are doing this to us, and eventually enough people are going to wake up and do something about it. They know exactly how French all of this looks. Did you know that South Korea gave him a crown yesterday? Remember a couple days ago? It's like, if you don't think that he fancies himself a king, give him a crown. Well, he has one, and he can't wait to put it on, and maybe that will be the straw that breaks the camel's back for people. When you see that giant orange fluffer sitting in the Casablanca behind the Resolute desk wearing a crown. Will you believe it then? Will you still say that we're hyperbolic? Will you still say that we're just making everything up? Or will it finally wake you up? Because yeah, this is alarmist, because the house is on fire. It's on fire. And somebody needs to ring the alarm instead of just sitting there getting smoke inhalation because you don't want to look crazy. Well, guess what? It's burning, baby. If by some semblance of a miracle we're able to get back from this and the Democrats are able to fix our country again after the Republicans fluffed it all up, I better not hear you guys complain about how it took too long. It takes a lot longer to build a sandcastle than it does to step on one. And the Republicans love stepping on our sandcastles. So I don't want to hear about your little complaints about eggs or Oreos or whatever other arbitrary nonsense that you cling your morality to at the end of all of this. I'm going to need you to sit down, buckle up, pick up a shovel, and start cleaning this mess up. Got it? Okay. No matter what happens today, hope you guys take care of yourselves. If you drink some coffee, I'll be eating on my snack, and as always, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta!